everyone. This next question is going to use a bit of trickery, but it's all about that Pythagorean theorem. So let's read what it's asking us. Find the area of each triangle. Round intermediate values to the nearest tenth. Use the rounded values to calculate the next value. Round your final answer to the nearest tenth. All that really means is whenever we get a radical or a square root value, enter it into the calculator and round to the nearest tenth. So let's get started. If you notice in our diagram, we have two right triangles, the one on the left and the one on the right. The formula for the area of a triangle goes like this. Area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height. The height is the line marked in blue, that dashed blue line. So we get 5. It's the length from the top to the bottom. The base is the bottom part of our triangle, what I just underlined in black. So we have to find what the value of the base is. Well, how do I find that? Using our two right triangles, I'm going to start with the one on the left and find the value of that triangle's base. I'm going to call that value, let's call it x. Now we can use the Pythagorean theorem since we're dealing with a right triangle. The value opposite to the right angle is going to be 11. So you can see 11 as our c value. So we have 11 squared equals 5 squared plus x squared. X squared stays the same. Subtract 25. Well, I moved a little bit ahead, but 5 squared is 25. Let me write it out the whole way. So plus 25 equals 11 squared is 121. Subtract 25 on both sides. We get x squared is equal to, well, if we're subtracting this, 5 minus 1 won't do, so we have to cancel the 2 here, make it a 1, carry the 1 over for 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 2 minus 1 won't work, so we have to cancel out that last one, bring an 11 up top. 11 minus 2 is 9. So we have x squared equals 96, or x equals the square root of 96. Now, most of us probably will not be able to figure out what that value is on our own, so let's use our calculator. In our calculator, we hit second, the square root button, which you can see the little symbol for in blue, and 96. Hit enter, we get 9.79. Now, it asks us to round to the nearest tenth value, so we look at our hundreds place. Our hundreds place is 9. 9 is greater than 5, so it rounds up. So instead of 9.7, we get 9.8 as our value for x. Now we can move on to finding the other half of our base, which I'll mark in blue and call that y. Now we have to set up a similar type of situation that we did before. So we have that 8 is going to be our side opposite to the right angle. So we have 8 squared is equal to 5 squared again plus y squared. Y squared stays the same. 5 squared is 25. And 8 squared is 64. Subtract 25 on both sides. Minus 25. You get y squared equals 4 minus 5 won't do, so you cross out the 6, make it a 5. Bring the 1 over from the tenths place. 14 minus 5 is 9. 5 minus 2 is 3, so y squared equals 39, or y equals the square root of 39. Again, let's use our calculator to check out what that value is equal to. So we go in our calculator, hit second square root button, 39, enter. We get 6.24, or rounding down, 6.2. So y is equal to 6.2. Okay, well, what can we do with that information? Well, we know that our entire base is going to be the value of x plus the value of y. Well, what is that equal to? Let's find out. X plus y is going to be the same thing as 9.8 plus 6.2, which is equal to, well, 9 plus 6 is 15, and 0.8 plus 0.2 is 1. So 1 plus 15 is 16. So this is the length of our base. Now we can finally use our formula above. The area, which I'm just going to call A, is equal to 1/2 times 16 times 5. To simplify it down, 1/2 of 16 is 8, and 8 times 5 is 40. So the area of our triangle is equal to 40. And that completes our problem.